Imagine standing in the middle of nowhere, a desert so vast, so silent, it feels like the edge of the world. The year is 1926. A Peruvian pilot named Luis Mazzati climbs into his rickety plane, the engine sputtering to life. He takes off, soaring above the sun-scorched plains of southern Peru. As he banks his wings, something catches his eye, something impossible. Etched into the earth below are massive, perfect shapes. A spider stretching 150 feet wide, a hummingbird with wings that seem to hum against the sand, a monkey curling its tail in a spiral of defiance. Lines, hundreds of them, stretch for miles, straight as arrows, or weaving into patterns no one could dream up. Mazzati blinks, rubs his eyes, and wonders, what am I looking at? This, my friends, is the story of the Nazca Lines, a mystery carved in time, a whisper from a civilization lost to the ages. Today, we're going to unravel it together. These aren't just doodles in the dirt. The Nazca Lines are one of the greatest archaeological enigmas on Earth. Stretching across 190 square miles of the Nazca Desert, they were created by a people we call the Nazca, a pre-Incan culture that thrived between 100 BC and 800 AD. Picture this, a community of farmers and artisans, living in a land so dry it rains maybe once a year, if they're lucky. Yet somehow, these people, with no machines, no blueprints, no bird's-eye view, turned their desert into a canvas of wonders. How they do it? It's simpler and stranger than you might think. They didn't dig deep trenches or pile up stones. No, they worked with what the desert gave them. The ground here is coated in a thin layer of reddish-brown pebbles, oxidized by centuries of sun. Beneath it lies pale, yellowish soil. The Nazca people carefully removed those pebbles, scraping them aside to reveal the lighter earth below. That contrast, red against yellow, created lines and shapes so bold they've lasted over 2,000 years. Some lines are shallow, barely a foot deep, yet the desert's stillness, the lack of wind, rain, or footsteps, has preserved them like a time capsule. But here's where it gets wild. There are over 70 figures, giant geoglyphs of animals, plants, and humans, scattered across this desolate plateau. A 1,200-foot-long killer whale, its jaws open as if it's leaping from the sand. A spider so detailed you can count its legs, said to mirror a rare species sacred to the Nazca. A tree and a pair of hands, reaching toward the heavens. And then there are the lines themselves, hundreds of them. Some stretch up to 30 miles, perfectly straight, defying the rugged terrain. Others spiral into trapezoids or zigzags, like a code no one's cracked. Who were they for? The Nazca couldn't see these masterpieces from the ground. To them, it must have looked like chaos, just piles of rocks and random scratches. You need altitude to see the full picture, to watch that monkey grin or that condor soar. So why build something so grand, so precise, if you can't even admire it? That's the question that's haunted explorers, scientists, and dreamers for nearly a century. Let's step back to 1939. A man named Paul Kosak, an American historian, stands atop a rickety ladder in the blistering heat. He's heard about Mazzati's discovery and come to see it for himself. As the sun dips low, he notices something incredible. One of the lines aligns perfectly with the setting sun on the winter solstice. He gasps, scribbling in his notebook, and dubs the Nazca Lines the largest astronomy book in the world. A calendar, he thinks, a way to track the stars, the seasons, the rains that never came. Then comes Maria Reich, a German mathematician turned desert wanderer. She arrives in the 1940s, armed with a broom, a measuring tape, and an obsession. For decades, she lives among the lines, sweeping them clean, mapping them inch by inch. She believes they're a celestial map, too, a plea to the gods for water in a land that's forgotten how to cry. The spider, she says, points to the constellation Orion. The monkey dances with the Big Dipper. To Maria, the Nazca Lines aren't just art. They're a prayer etched in stone. But not everyone agrees. Some say the lines were paths, ceremonial walkways where the Nazca danced and sang to honor their ancestors. Others whisper of extraterrestrials, because how else could a people with no flight draw pictures for the sky? Picture this: shamans in feathered cloaks, their voices rising in the night, tracing the lines under a canopy of stars. Or maybe, just maybe, beings from beyond, guiding their hands with secrets we'll never know. The truth? We've got clues, but no answers. Archaeologists have found wooden stakes at the ends of some lines, proof the Nazca planned their work with precision. Pottery shards and offerings hint at rituals. Yet the desert keeps its secrets close. Erosion barely touches it, but time has buried the Nazca people's voices. Their cities crumbled, their language faded. All that's left are these lines, silent, stubborn, staring up at the sky. Today, the Nazca Lines are a UNESCO World Heritage Site, protected yet fragile. Planes buzz overhead, carrying tourists who gasp at the site Mazzotti first glimpsed. But the mystery endures. Were they a map of the stars? A cry for rain? A gift to something or someone watching from above? We may never know. What we do know is this: 2,000 years ago, a people with nothing but their hands and their dreams turned a desert into a story. One that's still speaking to us, carved in time. So what do you think? Are the Nazca Lines a message we've yet to decode? Drop your thoughts below, and let's keep this story alive. If you love this journey, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell, because there's more history waiting to be told. Until next time, keep looking up.